Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Bring the world down! What you want, baby, you know that you is out your priest. Baby, what I got is not from the least. Free from the days in the rage of the beast. Step into your arena and break the world down. Step into your arena and break the world
To 216 The Net Creator Studios, hosted by Tom's Production Studios here in Johnsburg, Illinois. Sunday night, little delays, technical difficulties. I think this office space is just cursed and trying to
I blame the rejects.
it's the rejects. It's always the rejects' fault. But yeah, it's like I don't understand what's going on. The camera doesn't work right, the audio doesn't work right, even though we got everything. It looks like it should work right.
It should.
We got 3 tech guys, and how many tech guys is it going to take to change it?
I was gonna say it does sound like a very bad joke, but we'll get it all situated. It's coming along. The office, the studio is always changing every time we come in, so we'll get there.
We'll get there. It's, hopefully, like I always say, next show. Well, I sound like a Cubs fan right now. It's always
next year.
Next show, next time.
It's on my team, so you can say it all you want.
I don't care. Whatever. It's just baseball now. Whatever.
Mine's the worst team ever.
So,
Hey.
What's been going on since like 2 weeks ago? Since we last had our show or whatnot, and we're sure
It's every 2 weeks now.
every 2 weeks, every other Sunday. Supposed to be at 8:00. Sometimes it's a little after 8.
A little technical difficulties.
But we at least still show up and do our show, unlike some other people around here.
And we support each other while we do it as well.
Well, I support them at times. We'll see if they tune in and chime in now. They're probably watching the Bears game, is my guess, and getting drunk and high. So, whatever.
Wow.
Whatever.
So, right now, it's like we got the table set up. That's a new desk.
Yeah.
Going on right now. What else do we have here? We got my mom's rotary phone, in case you want to call in and chime in or whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't want to use the.
I definitely am not going to dial out on that because it will
No.
take me a while. Still know how to use it.
You still
know how to use it, but
just seen Josh when my middle son tried to use it. That was just he didn't understand that. Like he had to completely start over, hang up, and there's no back button or undo.
Did you at least teach him that he didn't have to actually put the phone down? He could just hit the little plunger button there.
No, I just want to watch it.
Oh, okay. It was one of those days. Okay.
I'm one of those where it's like I let my kids fail.
Oh,
I want them to fail.
So you're the Tony Khan of the parents.
In a way, I want them to fail and just to see how they respond to it. If they actually learn from it, get better. If they quit, put their head down, and if they do that, that's when you yell at them and kick them in the butt a little bit. But so yeah, all right. So what should we begin with? Monday Night Raw.
I mean, you provided these awesome slides.
I know. Look at this. I am actually
prepared.
First time. What? How many years have we done the show? 2, 3 years. The first time I printed out slides.
I don't even know how many times I've been around now because I was gonna say it's been at least a year since I've been coming.
I think
around.
about a year.
Yeah.
So I got slides now.
I mean, we've held the titles for long enough. I mean,
they don't ever want to challenge us. So.
There's a permanent statue on our show now.
All right, so let's begin. What happened on Monday Night Raw? Where was it at?
It was in Canada, Albany. No.
Calgary. That's New York. Calgary. There we go. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. There's our guy, Brett the Hitman Hart, the guest.
4 minutes, 25 seconds.
There you go.
The Brett counter.
The Brett count. Well, it's the last time they're at the Saddle Dome. So, and the Hart family made a name.
Oh, yeah.
For generations over there. So, I mean.
They definitely had their presence in that episode.
Right. And you had the return of Natalia came back and. Yeah, Brett come out there and I know in interviews a lot of times he'll go and say bad things about Triple H or the product in general. But he even said it was kind of a heart-to-heart moment where it's there's not many guys left in his generation.
No.
So it's always a pleasure now to see Triple H. I mean, and that's where I think it's for a bunch of these guys. I mean, the Goldberg feud will die down where it's just like, hey, we're it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one else from that generation.
No, and they're also now, you got the next generation of those superstars like, Steiner brothers, they're being more seen, but like Scott Steiner always had a huge beef with Triple H.
Right.
So, I mean, like you're now seeing them on TV. So you definitely have a different TV presence now.
Right.
Yeah, but how old is Brett in that slide that you have there?
That is 93, 94, Brett. So
Because he looks like an angry lesbian now. I mean, I wouldn't say that if he was here, but thanks for watching, Brett.
man, be nice, Ken.
Again, Tom, I tried to call you on Friday night to tell you to sweep the studio for bugs again. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I mean, so Brett might be hearing this conversation what I'm getting at right now.
But I mean, like for me, yeah, it's always nice to see Brett back on TV.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, and it especially home in WWE and like the fan reaction and like, I mean, yeah, he is pretty much like royalty in
When
Canada.
does the documentary come out for his brother?
Owen?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because I've heard like a lot of interviews that Brett's done lately. So that's why I just thought maybe this was kind of that media tour kind of thing for him. Because again, I mean, he's been on AEW, he's been on now WWE, he's just making his rounds. I mean, it's always great to see him because like you're saying, it is one of those last people, and it's great to see him interact with the talent, but not pull a Goldberg, not pull a Sting, not pull, where it's like, hey, it's great to see you guys. I don't need to see you with the title run. I'm sorry. I don't need Brett to get a title right now. I know that hurts you, Tom, and I apologize as your co-host here.
And that's sort of, it's like when he came back for WrestleMania 26, that run, and shortly after they put the U.S. title on, I'm like, he didn't even want that. It's like, what are you doing? Like,
Here's what I thought was cool about it. He's like, in the basketball world, he's like Jordan.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not lacing up the boots again.
Yeah.
It's just, he is Bret Hart.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would put him more in the Reggie Miller category with time. And here's why. Let me explain.
Is that a compliment?
It is.
Yeah.
Because he got in the ring. Whenever they show Jordan, Jordan's always in the skybox.
Right. Yeah.
Reggie Miller, like at the All-Star games, he'll go out and do the 3-point contest still.
Yeah.
Like for charity and whatever. So like to see Brett in the ring and also with Gunther, there was a couple times in that segment where like, did Brett want to throw that punch? He held it back. You saw it in his face. And again, so it was great to see that, but it was also great to see the talent that's on TV protect that.
That's right.
To see Sammy kind of be like, no, I got this. Like, I don't need the push from you. Now, it's weird to see it with Sammy. I don't understand why we're going to revisit this feud, but I don't think we need a Sammy Gunther title run version 2.0.
That was where he originally introduced Sammy against Cena when he was doing that open U.S. title. Was it Montreal? I want to say almost a decade ago. So like he's got the history with Sammy. Sammy, of course, being Canadian too. And then he wore the Flames jersey of the player that recently passed away. So I mean, that was emotional for a lot of people in attendance too. And it was like, I don't know. For me,
I would rather have seen KO, but I know he's on SmackDown. So
and there's not really many other Canadians right now there besides family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with Sammy there, it's like, okay, he can go do one more feud match with Gunther because he ended his reign. And now it's like, okay, let's go do it for a world title or whatnot. But I still see Sammy where he's coming towards the end of his career. He should move more towards managerial role or commentary.
More like a Chris Jericho role, I would love to see him in. It's just like that kind of like, hey, I know how to use the mic. Let me be, the enforcer, not the enforcer's wrong. Just the mic guy. Just be a manager, be whatever you want to be, a valet, whatever. But yeah, you don't need to be, because you've said this all the time. Cody Rhodes always has that moment where it's like it's gonna flip the switch and he's gonna win the match. Sami Zayn was that same way for a while. There was a long time
he's
where
a Triple H guy.
Yeah, they pushed him as he's gonna get beat. The WWE's against him. To now, it's like he can't be beat. He's gonna get torn down,
Mhm.
and he's gonna have that little like spark that fans gonna, that little boys is like, yes, we want Sammy, and then he's gonna get that
Ultimate
spark.
underdog.
Exactly. And it's just tiresome because there's a lot of wrestlers that are that way now, and I just feel like you're never gonna get a good fan reaction right now out of anybody.
And then what was weird too is like where Natalia came out at the end. I mean, it wasn't weird that she came out, but the way how they brought her back to be part of that 3-on-3 tag match against Sonya Deville's trio, where it was just like now you just weaken them.
Well, let's talk about that trio really quick because I've been meaning to talk about that trio. You want to bring up what Brett looks like now? I mean, is that really like? Are we trying to pull at the LGBTQ community like to get like? Are we just trying to sell merch?
2 of the 3 are. I'm not sure about the other one. Probably, but yeah.
I'm gonna leave my speculations to myself.
I mean, like they came out as this dominant force, and then they looked weak when Natalia got there, and it's like that didn't make any sense. Natalia should have went against someone else.
And that was like when Sonya Deville was, what was she, the GM or whatever for a while? Was it SmackDown? She was a GM,
yeah, with Pierce.
Yeah, like you wanted her to come back because she is one of those wrestlers that had potential to beat the top female wrestler.
She's good on the mic, good mat skills, and unfortunately she got hurt.
Yeah.
And that was
so it's like to see her back, it's like, okay, great. Like I want to see something. And then you see her team up with Shayna, and it's like that's who I would want to see her go after.
Right.
You know, where it's at least an equal battle. It's not a top tier wrestler / martial arts expert versus an ex cheerleader.
No, well, right now being on Raw too, it's like there are not really many powerhouse women on Raw.
No,
I mean her trio has the 3, and then Rhea is the other one that's not in it that has the power.
Do you think Rita's gonna? Do you think Rita's stock is gonna stay rising, plateaued, or has it start to diminish?
I think it's diminished.
Okay, she can't stay healthy.
That, and I think Priest too. Like you're going to see, like his stock's going to start falling now. He's going to fall a little lower on the card. I think after this Bad Blood pay-per-view, it'll be hard for him to get.
You're jumping all around your slides, man. Come on.
We'll get there soon, whatever. But
no, but her stock, I mean, it's just like I don't know if it's because she can't stay healthy, but it's like every time she gets in there and she gets that little like umph going, it's like something happens. She gets hurt, she gets whatever, and now. She's posting stuff on social media again that's like very cryptic and like, is there something going on personally? That's why she's trying to take time off, like whatever. But she's hurt again.
I think she came back way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
She probably should have waited another month or 2 to heal up even more. And a lot of it is they want to rush back to get back because they don't want to lose their spot on TV, and then B, they don't want to miss the major pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or premium live event, whatever you want to call it now. So
the event. Let's just call it an event.
The event.
This is an event.
So anything else for Raw or
no? I mean, I can't really think of any other standout things. I mean, you had the Bray Wyatt fight, the Wyatt Six, and Alpha Academy go at it. It was. I like this side of Chad Gable.
Right.
But again, I mean, there's just so much engine power behind the Wyatt Six right now that they need a dominant force to come out.
Well, and I think the issue with Wyatt Six is they need to just be dominant, and it should just be a squash match.
Yeah,
it should not go longer than 5 minutes.
Hmm.
And I think the issue with them lately is what the last 2 matches against American Made or whatever you want to call them now. It's just where they just.
Oh, that's right. They're American Made.
Yeah, it's just like it's going on too long. The matches are going on too long. This feud's going on too long. It should have been a quick squash. Move to the next.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I can think of for Monday Night Raw was when Gunther said that Brett was his second favorite wrestler, and mentioned Bill Goldberg.
I'm sure he threw something at the screen.
So I thought it was funny. I mean, I think Brett even had a little smirk on his face too with that. And
I mean, they're definitely making Gunther. I mean, Gunther is definitely a heel. I mean, he's definitely playing to the crowd as a heel should. Mm-hmm. Calling, Damian Priest street trash, going after Bret Hart. Like, so, I mean, that's exactly what a heel should do.
Right. And Bret has said stuff about like Gunther's matches in the past.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, Gunther took offense to it,
Mhm.
and each is out to their own opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone likes different styles of wrestling. Gunther's style isn't really my style.
No.
I like the technical, scientific
I-
storyline kind of emphasis in the match.
I don't think we've ever had this conversation. I am more of a kind of fast paced, high flying kind of. That's kind of my style that I like to watch. It's more entertaining to me. I'm definitely more of a hardcore fan. But yeah, Gunther's matches just to me are very stale.
It's always a chop fest.
Yeah.
And just like how
And
big of a
that,
beating is this guy going to take for that? And
Yeah.
for me, like that's just not my style. Like I like some of the Ric Flair's matches, but a lot of his chop fest, like that wasn't my style.
Yeah.
I know Kent's going to disagree on that one, but
Until he started overselling on his faults.
yeah. Well, I mean, even when what was it, Gunther's second Royal Rumble, like when they had that whole chop to chop for him versus Cody, and Cody had the huge marks on his chest. I mean, they definitely emphasize that this man has a strong chop.
Right.
But then it's you kind of got away from it. Now he's okay, well, I'm going to try to do this style. It's no, stay what made you.
right.
But yeah, there again, we've had this conversation before. Yes, he is a heavyweight, and definitely he deserves that.
Yeah.
I want to see him go up against another heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like Sami Zayn, not a heavyweight.
Well, now as the thing, it's supposed to be him versus Brock.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania before all the allegations and stuff happened.
Yeah, I mean.
And the other thing too, I was going to say with the whole Brett thing is, Brett is the last of the old school generation being brought up in their style. So what he would usually do is in the media, he'd let the wrestler that he's having a feud with know, hey, I'm going to say this trash. Are you fine with them printing this in a newspaper?
Yeah.
Just to build up the feud and the energy. So he really hates it. It's in the actual newspaper. And most of the time the wrestlers were fine with it or whatnot. So that's where it's so a lot of stuff where he says about Triple H or the product or Goldberg or whatever, it's how much truth is in that.
Yeah.
Because look what's happening. How many people are trying to interview him now? How is he's staying in the limelight a bit?
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden you'll get a blurb on Facebook or whatever. Brett said this.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get all bitter old man or whatever, but it's he's got to make up for a lot lost money that happened.
Yeah.
So
well, and there's also a lot more media outlets for him now. I mean, you have Dark Side of the Ring, you have Who Killed WCW, you have all these documentaries that are coming out now. So he's definitely one of those, I would say, in the top 5 that you have to have on that documentaries to kind of prove that point. Because he is, like you're saying, the last of that generation.
And yeah, so let's fast forward now to Friday, the first official SmackDown back on USA Network. I thought it was supposed to be 3 hours. I don't know what happened. I guess it's 2 hours still.
I guess.
Or is it going 3 hours once Raw goes to 2 hours?
I think it will probably go to 3 hours once, because USA has that built-in time slot.
Right.
Not on Fridays. You did get the rebrand, relogoed.
There's a new logo right there.
And again, I see why they did it from a design aspect, because again, this is now what's on the microphone side, and it kind of, but again,
That's a big S now.
yeah. But if you don't know that they did the blue for down, it just looks like a big S on it, So it's
See, this is where I will disagree with you. I actually like this one compared to all the other ones. I thought
if we're gonna compare it to all the other ones, fine.
Yeah. Out of all their logos, I'd say this is probably actually their best one.
Yeah.
Where it's
And
okay.
it's in Tom's production colors.
Yeah, and that too.
I think it's
They
a
have
different.
been listening.
I think it's a different shade of blue, but no, I mean
They
it
got
is.
the halftones in there. But
Yeah, you got the halftones.
the printer's nightmare for printing. But.
Yeah, but it was also interesting because they also changed the WWE logo, because this has always been red. Now it's blue for the blue brand.
Right.
So that was very, small details there. One thing that I did like that they did for this episode, for it being the first one, I kind of liked having the main event first. I know it's kind of weird to say, but
But that's just what's been happening with Cody at premium live events too.
Yeah. But I mean, that match, you knew that was what everyone wanted to see. I didn't have to wait till the end of the show. I could see what I wanted to see. And then you had Roman come back out.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, is anything going to be said about this? Because I still have a 2-hour window. It kind of kept you engaged more for the show, is what I was saying. So it was interesting to see Roman come back. And then all of a sudden, you had them talk and have him come out. And then they have the whole final thing. It was a very nice beginning to the show and a very nice end cap for the show, I think, for that episode. The only problem is I don't think they can keep that going for a full season.
Well, and I think the one issue was they started out let's say with the Bane and ended with the Bane, but the middle was just that.
It took Hayden and I were laughing because it took 15 minutes and 20 seconds for the first punch to be thrown on the show. And then
track now.
Well, it's not even keeping track. It was just like, okay, because I didn't see it live. I watched it the next day because I had things, parents have to do. So like Hayden and I were watching it, and I would fast forward to the match, and it was commercial, it was this, it was build up, it was whatever. It was the long entrances, which these entrances for everybody.
Well, yeah, Triple H come out to
again, and you will, and that was known. But these entrances are getting way too long. I don't know if I'm just in a small minority for that.
No,
now.
and that's where the issue has been, where it's the new contracts.
Mhm.
I should have printed that sheet out, but it's like they are making more money now than they ever have.
Right.
I mean, they are now making 7 figures. Back in the day, you're lucky if you
Made 60,000.
I mean, with all the money and all this travel and all the other expenses that you had with it, and their budget was usually 6 figures, and that was for the mid-carders. If you're a main eventer, you maybe got in the million area.
Maybe.
But that's only like 4 or 5 guys.
But then if you had the title, you had a bigger bump and things like that.
It was all about being on the pay-per-view.
Right, but WWE as a corporation makes more off. They're like Harley Davidson, right? They make more off of their swag than they do pay-per-views or shows. No,
I would definitely say the merch.
Well, merch has always been huge with them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Saudis don't, care about how much they're spending either.
That's why I think the intros are so long. Oh man, fall in love with it, or there's.
And that's where everyone wants to be special now, and
well, everyone has a different, everyone has like 6 variants to like their style shirt now.
Right.
Like Cody came out with his standard outfit, and then like at the end of the show, he comes out with a completely new merch that they're selling at that show.
Which annoys me because I couldn't get that Bret Hart shirt.
Yeah.
That's stadium only.
But yeah, they're just all getting very long to me. And it's just like, I understand it for a pay-per-view, for a premium live event. Okay, you want to do the intro, but like break it down to like a house show. Like do a shorter ramp, do something, because like it's just.
And that's where AEW gets it more right, because they know they're limited on that time of like, okay, we're going to negate most of the intros, and one's always going to start in the ring.
Yeah.
Or you're going to come during commercial break, and then we're starting the match live and getting the action. So,
and I think it was Kevin Nash just came out with a big on his podcast or on a podcast talking about like his whole ideas with the whole kind of entrance now, and it was more aimed at Cody because he was trying to sell. He's trying to sell everything, and I get it. Looking at the WWE store and the merch, like it's ever growing.
Yeah, it's all way overpriced.
Oh, it's always way overpriced.
$33 for a shirt.
Yeah. We can get you that at Tom's Productions.
Tom's Productions will get you a bootleg one. But yeah, I mean, and I don't know. It's just like, every wrestler wants pyro, and every wrestler is now kicking out of finishers. Like there's no longer a true finisher. Oh. And Cody, for me, like, his wrestling style is boring, it is predictable, and it is all set spots.
Yeah. I'm really shocked, like the way I would have loved to see him go into a feud with the Wyatt Six. Just because, again, their big thing was decoded as, you broke family, you broke this. Well, Cody's intro says, wrestling has more than one family. Like, it's kind of built into the fabric there. Like, and then again, he has his, Arn Anderson, he has kind of the the Nightmare Factory and all that. It's like there was so many things that they could have done, and the only reason why I don't think they've done it yet is because you have his brother that's on AEW, so you can't bring him over. There's so many people that they have where they're not under contract yet. You know, they were saying, I think, Ricky
Starks.
Yeah, Ricky Starks was supposedly going to be the next one under contract, they were saying, and that's a huge Cody guy.
Right.
So we'll see kind of what happens with that. But I would love to see him get, him and them to have a feud, and that to cause that change in Cody's persona. And I've been politicking for this in almost every show, but it's like he needs something. That was the draw of him when he left WWE originally. When he was doing the independent scene,
right,
he wanted to be known as the American Nightmare, not Stardust. Okay, well, now you've been known for the Nightmare for so long. Well, now you're the Golden Blonde, you're the Golden Boy. Like, we need something. You kind of saw it with Roman Reigns.
No, I mean, they were pushing him as that next Cena. Where he's great with the kids, and as long as he's selling merch. And
you think next Cena, or do you think next Roman? I think Roman to me was the next Cena.
Oh, Cena was like, I'm saying more. He won't be going heel anytime soon.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay,
he's going to be that guy where he is the Hulk Hogan and John Cena, where they're always the good guy, good with the kids.
WWE.
And WWE. Yeah.
And then when Hulk Hogan went to WCW, of course. Different story.
So a different story there. So then, I don't know, with the whole match then, beat Solo, like, again, Solo had the longest losing streak of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And his credibility as a dominant force is just gone.
And that whole Bloodline 2.0 thing, like, there's just so many times that, like, Solo just stopped, like, the momentum of the group, personally. Like, right. I would have loved to seen Fatu and Roman go at it for a couple times, and then Cody to do something to, like, hit Fatu that caused Roman to back off, and he got away. Now you have that built in where, okay, you cost Fatu and Roman the match, that, whatever. Cody, now I'm going to go after you. Like, there was so many ways you could have done that. Instead of that, you just had Solo pull him out of the ring, shut the door, and put his hand down like the parent. Like, no. And I just, like, why?
The only reason why is they want to say that for the pay-per-view. They want you to buy in, or not buy in, but get the subscription and tune in and chime in and see Fatu and Roman.
What pay-per-view are we going to get that at?
That is going to be the next one, which is October 5th, Bad Blood. On Peacock, 5 p.m. start time on Saturday. Usually it's like 7. And I'm trying to figure out, like,
would you want to be in Atlanta after 7 o'clock? I'm just saying.
I was years ago, 97, 98.
Okay. Lots changed, buddy. A little bit, yeah. See, I don't think you're going to get it here. I don't think it's going to come at Bad Blood. I think they're going to wait till Survivor Series.
You don't think the tag team match is going to be at Bad Blood?
No, I don't. So you'll get a match. I don't think you're going to get Fatu versus Roman.
Oh, no. You're
not going to get that moment in the middle of the ring where they're looking at each other and everyone's going to be like, and you're going to hear Michael Cole or Corey Graves be like, this is what's been building for months. You're not going to get that moment here at Bad Blood.
Because, like, here's right now the match card for Bad Blood.
Okay.
All right, we got Priest versus Finn Balor. We got Rhea versus Liv. Pepsi Boy versus Drew, Hell in a Cell. Or the Weenus.
No, I love, like, Triple H comes out and says, I don't want to use the Hell in a Cell gimmick as a pay-per-view. And not only do you go back to Bad Blood, you use the logo pretty much, but you still have Hell in a Cell right there, which was the time of year that the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was there.
October.
Exactly.
So Halloween time.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, okay.
And this is where, like, where AEW dropped the ball, where, okay, you have real life animosity between the two, but they're both professionals and are there to make money.
Yeah.
And sometimes you work through your issues or whatever, or otherwise, like, you'll get the big paycheck and go, oh, this is a lot better. And maybe I should get in feuds more often with other people. But I mean, that's where AEW, the Young Bucks, they could have had that feud. That would have been a huge, probably their biggest pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, buy-in. Oh, for sure.
So
what's the rest of the card look like?
So the rest of the card right now is Nia Jax versus TBD. It was announced on SmackDown. It would be her and Tiffy time against Bailey and Naomi. If Bailey or Naomi gets the pin, whoever gets the pin, they get the title shot against Nia. However, if Team Nia pins either one of them, whoever gets pinned is now barred from SmackDown.
So I could see two outcomes coming out of that match. I could see what I think's really going to happen is it's going to be because Nia's going to get pinned. It's not going to be Tiffy. It's going to be Nia. And it's going to be some duo tag team performance where you're going to need Bailey and Naomi to like superplex her or something. And it's going to be that big pop. They're both going to lay there and they're both going to be technically pinning her. So what do?
Triple threat.
You're going to do exactly a triple threat.
And now with the way how it was worded, though, where now you can also see where Naomi gets pinned because the rumors are Roman's going over to Raw once it goes to Netflix.
Yeah.
So you're going to get probably Jimmy and Jay going over to Netflix. We got a comment, Ken?
Kenny Schroeder, yo, what's up?
How are you doing, Kenny? Thanks for the carpeting.
Love
Feel
it.
free
Kenny's
to
Florence.
chime in. It helps with the sound and the beauty of our show. So
I could definitely see that as well. That's what I'm saying. That's the other outcome that I can see just to kind of shift up a little bit of the roster. But I could just see them because they've already hinted at it being a triple threat and Nia kind of turned that down. That's how I see you kind of get around that. And again, but we'll see.
And the other one is Cody Rhodes and Roman versus Solo and Jacob Fatu, possibly. Is that the contract that they signed? Like I
don't think it was.
What was the contract that was signed? I missed that.
I don't think it was for Bad Blood. I think it was just for next week.
Oh, for next week? Oh.
Yeah, I think it was just to have a match next week. I don't think there was any stipulation that it was a premium live event.
Why would they do that on SmackDown?
But that's what I was saying. Like, I don't see that being
actually happening.
I see something happening backstage. They either attack Roman, they attack Cody, and it's, 2-on-1, or, you're going to have the tag team, the other Fatus come in and cause the rift in the bloodline. And you'll see Roman kind of just destroy them and nothing happens.
Yeah, well, but why would they sign a contract for just a Friday show?
I mean, I don't know why you would do it, but
that's the only way I see it, especially being in Atlanta, Cody's hometown. He's got nothing else going right now for a pay-per-view, and it's only, 3 weeks away?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks away, and I mean,
that's the only build that they would have right now.
So you think then Cody and Roman are off TV together, and you kind of had that moment at the end where Cody comes out and says it was your show, it was your time, now it's me.
And to me, it was like, it was just stupid the way how they did it all. Like, why would you spend 2 years with this feud pretty much with Cody and Roman?
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden they're going to be tag partners. You have Seth Rollins that pretty much gave up his entire body to dethrone Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And now the guy that you helped is joining forces.
Because Seth's going to interfere with this. Let's be honest. I mean,
you think he comes back?
Oh, I think he does.
Or does Roman pummel Cody and takes his hot chili pepper necklace?
The Ufa, whatever.
Whatever.
You don't want one of those, Kent?
I could see that as well. I didn't think it was for Bad Blood. I don't think the contract was for, because I think they would have made that known. Okay, the contract is signed for Bad Blood. Match stipulations to be determined.
Because I missed parts of it where the show where Cody was talking to Aldis, and then Roman was talking. I missed parts of that. I have no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Cody reminds me of when I was a kid, Bob Backlund. You know what I mean? Bob had him forever. It wasn't anything flashy about him. He's a very technical wrestler too, but at the same time, it was pretty much the same
Bland.
plan. Yeah, it was pretty much the same match every time he got in the ring. Same with Cody. I don't think Cody's good on the mic.
No.
That lisp kills me.
I don't understand. I'm the American Nightmare. Let me dress in a suit.
Mm-hmm. Be called the American VP. Be called something like where
he might have to now because he's getting sued.
Oh, is he?
The trademark with the American Nightmare infringement. Apparently, they had a deal.
Really?
They paid the guy like $300,000. I think it's a band.
Could be.
I think it was a band, and then now it's like all of a sudden, like because he's making a lot more, and he's getting tagged for like their stuff now. So they're either maybe a big buyout or
rebrand.
A rebrand.
It's an expensive rebrand. I mean, they've done it before. I mean,
just add a K in front of the end.
Well, yeah, you either do it that way. I mean, they've rebranded.
No, they rebranded their company.
American Nightmare is a Netflix. is a Netflix series. True crime, 1 season.
Yeah, because I could have sworn it was like a band or someone that had the name, and that's what is suing them for that gimmick now.
TV series is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's Netflix.
You got the theme tuned up, Kent? Or no? No? Okay. Do you have a...
Oh, it is. It
is.
American Nightmare is a band.
I think he's saying more. It's time to play a game.
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
You don't want to sing it?
It's all about the game.
Any questions today or no?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about back in the day the Snapmare takedown, right? And out of all the talent on either set, WWE or AEW, what one talent do you take down? Get out, leave,
or just completely gone,
or demote, whatever. But you pull their contract. What is your Snapmare? Who is it?
So all.
Because usually you have a 2-part.
Yeah. So
who do you bring up?
All promotions, or like TNA, AEW, and WWE, or just AEW and WWE?
AEW and WWE.
Okay.
Who do you take down, and then who do you slide in?
So who do you replace for that one?
Yeah.
See, that's hard. That's hard.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. It's hard for me right now because I can't tell you a lot of the indie wrestlers.
Right.
So where I would know kind of who's that right.
Well, that's where they got him last year. It was Osprey.
Yeah.
Because right now, for me, like AEW would be Tony Khan.
Taking out the boss.
Take out the boss. You need someone to actually run that company. Ooh. Shane O'Mac.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the snap, crackle, pop.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with AEW as well. I'm gonna say the Young Bucks. I think that they just need to go. I think they're doing exactly what Cody did not want to do. I think they're kind of pushing themselves to be in the picture, and it's kind of stale for me.
Yeah.
But who to replace them with? I mean, I just think I'll agree with my co-host here on that one. I would say bring Shane O'Mac in. But honestly, I kind of like what they're doing right now with Jon Moxley. You know,
it's a little new, fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh. There was a couple times where I'm shocked it was on TV, but when they put that plastic bag over Daniel Bryan, I was like,
well, they didn't want to do a necktie.
Whoo! Too soon.
Too soon, but that plastic bag, I'll tell you right now, was not vented right because he passed out for sure.
And like WWE side, no, I think the man that shall be nameless just go away completely. Just go bye-bye.
I would say in WWE, I would say Baron Corbin.
Who?
Baron Corbin. Yeah. Yeah.
How many chances he's gotten?
Oh, how many chances he's gotten? How many gimmicks they've tried with him? It's like anytime I see him on TV, it's just like, oh, you're still there.
It's not even good heat.
No. I think his best moment in the last 5 years would have been with The Rock, Becky Lynch, and him in the ring.
Yeah.
And The Rock pretty much just told him, like, who are you? Like, you're in the ring with The Rock, one of the best of all time. I mean, on the Mount Rushmore for sure. But that was probably the best time he had, and ever since then it's been. What about you? Come on, producer man.
He just thinks it. He
I've always been a Shane O'Mac fan, always. But I would get rid of Mr. Levette. I'd take him down and then put Shane O'Mac in on the WWE side.
Would that be like a double turn there?
But here's why.
Prevents him from going to AEW.
I think a lot of the lifeblood on WWE is the interaction with the boss. Always has been for years and years and years. And Triple H just can't do it health wise.
Right.
Just
well, Shane O'Mac can't either. No.
No.
He's jumped across the ring enough times where I think that's
He's working out.
He's still
He's
he can take a
no, his son's been working out.
Yeah. Right. And the reason that I say that is, I think we still miss that. I think there's still a bit of that, especially in today's world where people hate their bosses and things that you can't hate Triple H. I mean,
well, I'll piggyback what you said, but I won't go Shane O'Mac. Okay. I'll go Eric Bischoff.
Ooh,
everyone hates him. He comes in with heat, and he has relationship in WWE, but everyone hates him.
They do.
I mean, the other person that you hate more than him, and I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, and you know who it is, Tom.
Vince McMahon?
No. No, not the puppeteer man there. No, not Russo. What's his name? He went from WWE.
Vince Russo.
Yeah. That would be the other person, but he would just come in with instant heat, but going to Eric Bischoff, I could see that. So again, you remove
shake some shit.
Where you remove Triple H, let him be on the board.
He would bring Hogan back.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or Brett. I could see Brett coming.
Well,
back.
I think
your boy's on TV more.
Well, I see Brett more. I think Brett should be more producer role.
Brett and Gorilla.
And probably Gorilla or whatever, or just like orchestrating the matches. I mean, that would be his ideal spot.
Or, on the other side too is Paul. Paul Heyman, because he wants a bigger role too. But I mean, he's so good, right? He's so good, but he's a good guy to hate too.
Yeah, but see, I just really see them. They were really pushing when it was in Philly. They were really pushing ECW. I really think they're going to come out with something with him involved with ECW.
And Netflix.
But if we want to shake things up, and here's a name. I mean, I dropped Eric Bischoff, Linda McMahon. I mean, again, just saying, they've done that angle before, and it's worked perfectly. Where Vincent had the company, she ran it, she promoted Stone Cold Steve Austin as the CEO, like she had that whole gimmick. It would be nice to see her back. I know she's involved with the politics still right now. I
think if Trump wins, there's no chance in hell
that she's got.
She'll be in some cabinet.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Or Taker's too loved, but he can still get in the ring and take a couple shots.
No.
No. I'd say Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because he's still kind of young. Not young, but younger than those other guys. He could still move. He's got a great mind for the business. Can talk.
Yeah.
That's not bad either.
And he's proven in TNA that he can do that. That kind of mimic. There was a name that I had that just jumped out of my head right now.
Oops.
Whoa.
Oh, that skipped too far.
Oh my gosh, what's going
on? Technical
difficulties.
But yeah, that's a good question. Who I would just love to see somebody just different. Just someone that's to shake things up, let Paul go back to the boardroom or go back to creative and stay where he's at.
I think we'll see it with Aldis.
Yeah.
I think we'll see him eventually get physical in the ring.
Who?
Nick Aldis, the SmackDown.
I would love to see that.
And then now they're hinting that Wade Barrett, it may be coming back from the announcing table to do a match here or there. Because like Drew went in his face, so like if you ever get involved again in my business like that, you're going to have problems too. So
Yeah, no, that was a good one, Ken.
That's the snapmare. Take him down.
all right.
Chop
So
block.
speaking of McMahon,
Ah.
now we go to the next one. All right. So Netflix has got their 6-part documentary coming out September 25th.
We don't know how this episode 6 is.
So it is directed by Chris Smith. Do you know who Chris Smith is?
Mm-mm.
So
I'm
he,
sure you know, Tom. You're gonna lay this off.
I will. Well, first clue is he did the Jim and Andy the Great Beyond special. So it's about Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
Oh,
So he did that whole documentary. And in 2020, he had the biggest hit during COVID.
Stranger
Lion
Things?
King?
Almost.
Stranger
Tiger
Things?
King.
Tiger King? Whatever King.
He did the Tiger
Oh,
King
yeah.
documentary. So I mean, you watched Tiger King?
I did.
And so you were intrigued by it, right? Like
I was intrigued just because of how stupid the guy
right,
was.
and that,
I mean,
and that's where it's like,
he's
Oh, you don't
Vince
watch it
McMahon's
at all?
stupid.
I didn't know.
oh,
I watched like one episode.
That's what I was saying. I
did
think
you know
that's
that
all
he
I
tried to
watched.
run for president too?
Maybe we'd be better.
Hey,
But so in there, this is pretty much what it says. World Wrestling Entertainment experience record-breaking highs and crushing lows under Vince McMahon's leadership. This delves into Mogul's controversial reign. The series was crafted from more than 200 hours of interviews with McMahon himself prior to his resignation. His family members, business associates, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as journalists who uncovered McMahon's sexual misconduct allegations. Yeah, and this series was directed by Chris Smith with Bill Simmons and Zara Duffy as
now is
executive
that Bill
producers.
Simmons from ESPN?
He was also with the Tiger King.
Okay.
So I'm
So
not
two
sure if
things
that's-
that makes me laugh about this lovely poster here. First thing is no mention of WWE anywhere. Like, so this is not an
Right,
official WWE documentary.
Right.
Correct? Okay.
Correct.
The second thing is all I think about is Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly what it looks yes, this is exactly what it looks like. I just probably aged myself when you deal with your phone.
Did that even work?
For headaches.
Yeah, I had the power glove that never worked.
Oh yeah, that was,
Yeah, play concert like this.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm intrigued by it because everyone wants to know what's kind of going on,
Right.
but it's an ongoing case right now. So
Right.
like, you know, the 6th episode, because they're all probably already shot. They're all probably already in editing.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Right now it said first part of 6 episodes. That's all been released on 25th.
See, that's the one thing I
So
like
I don't know
about
if they're
Netflix.
doing another second half, if they're going to do 6 more
They
episodes
wait
after
3
that.
years for-
Yeah, see, that's
Okay.
like how Netflix does releases like that. It bothers me because it's like you get into a show and you know, especially something like this where it's an ongoing thing. This court case could go on for years.
Right.
He could drag it out for
Right.
many months.
He ain't
So
gonna live much longer.
And
no, and he won't.
one of that, and it's also like I miss the network TV schedule because you had it's going to air this day, this time, this week.
Mhm.
It's going to be an hour long. It's like what they
Thursday at
did.
7, yeah.
It was perfect. Like what they did with The Last Dance, that was perfect.
Oh yeah.
It was Sunday night. Here's your time. You had a whole week to go talk about it, watch it.
Yeah, you have
and
you have
waited
water
for the
cooler
next
talk.
episode. Right.
You're not binging this. Like you're gonna be able to binge this.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
was a 30 for 30, wasn't it? That was the ESPN.
ESPN. Well, it is also
Well, the
part of
Last
Netflix, too,
Dance, yeah, the Last Dance was part of it. Was a Netflix
It is a combo
produced
special.
combo, yeah. But no, I mean,
And that's
want-
where it's like you're going. It's each episode's an hour long,
yeah,
and that's where it's like okay, you're going to watch it all in probably a day,
Mhm.
and then when you go talk about it at the water cooler, you're going to forget most of the stuff. You're going to talk about probably 4.
But I also want to know because it's not a WWE license documentary,
Right.
how much are they going to be able to talk about the WWE, the
So-
WWF?
Here are the wrestlers so far listed. That's
I thought you say so far because you know it's going to be more.
so they have Hulk Hogan, The
Of
Rock,
course.
Steve Austin, John Cena, Bret Hart, Triple H, and Eric Bischoff. So the big name that I'm not seeing on the list and who said he was never interviewed was Jim Ross.
Oh, true.
I mean, if he knows everything about
He
Vince.
knows.
He was his
Yeah.
right hand man for
Oh, yeah.
20 years.
Years.
And that's where
I think
it's
Vince McMahon's the only one that knows Jim Ross's barbecue secrets too. So
and the other name too that was kind of Bruce Pritchard. Not
Yeah.
on there. So unless he shows up on it.
I mean,
But-
even Russo. I mean, Russo's not on there either. I mean, there was a
Right.
huge thing there where he was involved for so
Mhm.
long. I mean, but again, this is going to talk about the allegations, but like with 6 episodes, I mean, there's a lot to uncover there in 6 episodes.
Well, that's why I think that you're going to get probably a second part of it too.
Yeah, I think you're going
They're
to
going
have
to
to.
see. Well, they're probably going to see how it draws in ratings, how many clicks there are, and then after that, and they're like, okay, we got more footage. We'll
Yeah.
do.
They're really, I guarantee you're going to wait to see kind of like how he is portrayed in this.
Mhm.
Because if they portray him in a godlike light, you're going to have a lot of backlash.
Mhm.
You know, and especially from like the female viewers and all that stuff and how people are so keyboard heavy right now and warriors right now. This could really be good or bad.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm always going to be intrigued by it, but again, it's like
When's its release?
September 25th. So here's the thing with it: like you got The Rock and Cena on there and Triple H. I don't see them saying anything bad.
No. So September 25th is a Wednesday. That's actually in 2 weeks, Wednesday. So we would actually have a podcast on the 29th after the release.
After release, okay. So maybe we may just have a special podcast for that.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be something to talk about. So we'll see. I'm definitely intrigued by it. Like I said, I just don't know how it's going to be structured for 6 episodes. 'Cause, I mean, I'm thinking when he took over the WWF, you know, from his dad, you know, when he kind of changed things around, you got to talk about the Attitude Era. You know, you got to talk about all those feuds.
You got the steroid era.
Yeah, you got the steroid era. You got the unionized. I mean, again, Ventura's on it.
steroid.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. Sorry. We don't want to.
The vitamins.
Yeah, the vitamins that they took. All the Flintstones vitamins.
But genius for Netflix, right?
Right.
Because Netflix, hey, they're going to get a ton of viewers now
Mhm.
when it comes over
Yeah.
in
Right.
January, because people will be intrigued by this and go, oh, let's see how fake this is or what's going
Yeah.
on.
And I think it's also going to do is like people that like myself that don't have a Netflix subscription. Maybe we go and buy their subscription now instead of waiting until January when Raw goes over. Then
Yeah, I
they're
can't
getting
give
extra
you
2
my
months.
login anymore.
But I'm kind of shocked with the release date. I'm shocked
On a
it's in
Wednesday.
September. Well, on Wednesday.
Are you shocked though? Because what show airs on Wednesday?
Well, no, I'm not shocked on the date. What I mean is I'm shocked with them making the move in January.
Yeah.
I would have seen this more of
November-ish.
late November, early December. Because again, you're not gonna push up against the holidays too much, but you're gonna want them again. I want to bring you in because exactly what you just said and what Tom just brought up. Buying that subscription for 1 month, seeing this, most people are gonna forget that they have a Netflix account. They're gonna forget. They're gonna get hit for the next month, the next month, the next
I
month.
might as well keep it for
Yeah.
the next month.
Now I got January. So now January comes, you're going to see Raw on Netflix. I'm just really shocked that Netflix wasn't like, hey, let's push this to November so that we get November, December guaranteed. Because again, September, you got October, November, December. You got 3 months. I've seen a lot of people realize that they're paying for something and cancel it. And now they're not going to have that big pop on January.
Or they're going to have like second part of Cobra Kai by then or something.
Oh, Cobra. Well, I do know, I think it's in November. I think they're releasing Stranger Things 5 or whatever. Season 5 is coming out this year.
They're all adults and have kids now, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like that, it's like that 90s show.
Yeah, for sure.
Donna did not age well.
A couple of those actors didn't age well, and one of them we won't talk about.
Shower name.
He has been Vince McMahon.
He's been Benoit for sure.
He's been Benoit.
Actually, why did I see Benoit on TV recently?
Hogan.
That was it. Okay.
Hogan, was he on Impulsive or?
Well, we got a couple slides. We can get over
He was
that.
on something there where it was just like he made a comment like fans would be able to forgive him like because they were able to forgive Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I saw something about it. Oh, here we go.
So,
What do we got? In
it's my mother.
new studio?
Oh, it shows how often she pays attention and watches my show.
Hey man, I must say I don't know Odell, man. Last time I saw her after I said something mean to you when she was watching, I got smacked. So I'm gonna
No,
keep
you
my
did?
mouth shut.
You must have been talking about her other son.
No. It was you.
That was me.
It was at a basketball game. She smacked me. It was about you.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think it was about your hair, but it's all right.
It's
Appreciate
going
it.
back now. Never dyed it, so it's all good.
It's all right. So yeah, Hogan.
So okay, we'll get into Hogan right now.
Yeah.
Come on. Why isn't that going? There we go. All right. So this Thursday, speaking of Hulk Hogan, he's going to be at the Woodman's in Lakemore promoting his Real American Beer from 12 to 2.
You want to get it for a try? We could try it next podcast.
Good try it.
Do a.
So I actually
unboxing.
I sent their promotion, their press, an email today, seeing if you'd come on, do a live cast or whatnot. Of course, it's a Sunday afternoon, so more likely they probably won't see it until tomorrow. But yeah, Ken and I we're going to try to do what we can. Either we may have an emergency show, like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night, or Thursday morning. Like, hey, like, come on, we'll get you on, get in our studio, and either do a live cast or something.
I mean, it's very interesting to see. You can't really. I don't think our listeners or our viewers can see it. From what he said on Impulsive, he actually talked to Nick Khan to get this artwork, and pretty much Nick Khan was telling him, "No, I'm not going to do it. You know, we own the rights to this image," and he pretty much said that.
Do you know what that image is from?
Now off the top of my head.
WrestleMania 7 against Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay. I knew you would know that.
I had the shirt.
So what he said was he had an artist, and his caveat was Nick Khan finally said yes, because he told Nick Khan that he had an artist ready to make slight altercations to it so that he could use it.
Right.
And it came out that all he was going to do was unbuff his arm. And it would have been different enough for it to be used.
Usually, it's just one minor tweak.
Yep.
That's like I think it's Wisconsin Badgers and Wyoming. Like their W's look the same on top, on the bottom. One is flat, one has a curve.
Yeah.
And that's enough to be a difference.
So, I mean, again, I don't know why all these wrestlers, like I understand why Stone Cold has a beer. That was kind of his thing.
Yeah.
I don't really.
The Real American Beer.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it looks like the Temu version of PBR, which PBR is a horrible. Yes, I'm gonna probably insult a lot of people.
Delicious.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Okay. You're either a 13-year-old boy stealing your dad's first beer, or you're the 90-year-old man that has been drinking this your whole life and you don't want to let it go.
That is one of the.
Oh, you're on budget.
That is not a budget. Keystone Light is a budget beer.
Bush Light.
Olympia.
Ooh.
Red Dog.
Cobra.
But I mean, it's like, did you watch the show Hogan Knows Best?
Yeah.
That stuff. So, he talked about like how he dropped the ball with the Foreman Grill.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff with what Hogan said in interviews or whatnot. I almost want to say take it with a grain of salt, because it's like he'll say like,
listen, he's dialing in. I mean, what was it last month or whatever? He was a speaker for a certain
political
national convention,
right?
Yeah.
And that, I mean,
he's always been a marketing genius. I mean, like for what people say, like wrestlers are, stupid or whatever. Like he is probably one of the smartest for money wise.
Right. He knows how to book.
He knows how to book. The sad part is he's blown 90% of his money.
It's
Either
divorce
or alimony, whatever. But
or
like
kids' car accident.
Yeah. But he's definitely in this last. You're right. It's even before the party, he had the whole video where his son had the DUI or whatever, and he came to try to like save somebody, and he was back in the news. I mean, he's definitely striking while the iron's hot.
Right.
So,
are you gonna try the beer?
Sure.
Are you gonna go buy the beer?
I will.
If I'm there on Thursday, I'll get it.
I mean, is he signing? Like, what's the whole purpose of it being there? Is he signing things?
I'm trying to find more information on it.
Yeah.
He's there to promote.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Wednesday night or Tuesday night. He's in Lincoln Park. I think he's got 2 stops in Chicago, like Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. And you can buy VIP tickets where you get 1 autograph item.
Okay.
So that's for those events at some bar. For the Woodman stuff, I don't know if it's just a meet and greet, sign, get your picture taken with your phone.
Yeah.
or
Because they've
whatnot.
done other things at that Woodman's. Woodman's is very interesting because they just did the whiskey for the older guy from Yellowstone, maybe about like 9 months ago or whatever.
Kevin
They had
Costner?
him, huh?
Kevin Costner?
No, not Kevin Costner. There's an actual like old cowboy. I can't think of his name, but he was there promoting a whiskey that they did. And I was there shopping and he was there, like, you know, he was talking to fans. That's all he was doing. It wasn't signing things. It wasn't anything. So I'm very interested to see. I'm really shocked though that it's Woodman's and Lakemore.
That's what I thought.
Like, okay.
Unless he's coming up to buy a couple.
Well,
of
what I
houses.
saw is
I mean-
he's going to a couple Woodmans. So like on the list, according to Facebook, a lot of the places are Woodmans.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the only place that's actually picked up the brand. So I mean, yeah, I'll go. Like Ric Flair, a year ago was at the dispensary in Crystal Lake. I didn't miss that because I had baseball practice or something, but I don't think he signed anything.
No, he didn't. No. And a lot of athletes now are doing a lot of tequila and stuff too.
Yeah.
That's a big. The alcohol right now is a big push for a lot of athletes.
Yeah. But now who's this? So, okay. So there's three things that could happen here. One, I will try the alcohol first off, but like the beer can completely suck. So then it's just a gimmick to say that I have a Hulk Hogan beer.
The best ever.
It could be the best ever. But it's like,
It's got some of his armpit sweat in it, maybe.
Hey.
I don't know. The special hops? No, it's just a little
the
bit of
vitamins.
sweat, brother.
Yeah. They give the hops, the plants, the steroids to grow stronger, stronger flavor. Vitamins.
Talk about beer muscles.
He's
Yeah.
going to be trained, say your prayers, take your vitamins, and drink your beer now. That's what he's going to start.
Hey, there you go. We'll see. I'll try it.
I'll get some and we can try it on the next one.
Yeah.
We'll give him free promotion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, and we'll try also get them to be a paid sponsor.
We're giving them free promotion right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, that's fine.
Get a call from Drew.
Yeah.
Tom, we had these rules. Oh, all right. So I think that's all the time that we've had tonight. So anything else? Closing remarks? Anyone?
No.
All right.
Yeah, still love the new set here, guys. We're gonna get it dialed in with a little better camera, a little better mics,
And
where we
better
go.
lighting hopefully next time. And I know I've said that before, but we're getting there.
That's
So-
it. Looks good.
I just think we all need to go tanning because the reflection off our foreheads is horrible.
It's just that's the only light in this studio that works.
Hey.
So on behalf of Tom's Productions and 216 Creator Studios, thanks for watching and tune in 2 weeks, 8 o'clock Sunday night.
All right.